I'm Diana Felzone for Fox 411. In the zone with me today is legendary game show host Wink Martindale. Now, you've been hosting TV game shows for decades. Does it drive you slowly insane, or it is the best job in the world?
I hate the way you say decades. Could you just say decades?
Decades. Decades.
What was the question again?
No, is it the best job in the world? Because you have, for so many people, a dream gig.
Yeah, you know, Diana, I feel so blessed because I'm doing something that I've wanted to do from the time I was old enough to know what a microphone was and a little radio was. I never wanted to be a policeman. I didn't want to be a fireman. I didn't want to be a doctor. I just wanted to be a radio announcer. So, right out of high school at 17, my Sunday school teacher gave me a job at $25 a week in the city's smallest little radio station. I came from Jackson, Tennessee, 25,000 people. And I was there for a couple of years, then moved on to Memphis, and there for 7 years, and then on to Los Angeles. And, of course, in that time period, I got in from radio into television. And I've just been doing what I've always wanted to do, and I feel, as I say, so blessed. It's a great job. I feel like I'm a people-oriented person.
Just a little bit. Come out of your shell, Wink.
And I don't know, it's just it sure beats working for a living. You know what I'm saying?
It's your passion, so you never feel like you work a day in your life if it's something you love.
That is exactly right. Exactly.
Now, Pat Sajak just had a little bit of a meltdown. I don't know if you saw this on Wheel of Fortune. Do you understand why he had a moment like that? Is it just part of the job that at some point you just have a little bit of a breakdown on set? I
think that probably, you know, I'm just guessing now, but he's done that show for so long. And I think that there comes a time when you maybe aren't paying as close attention as you should as the host. And I think that maybe, and again, I'm guessing, that he heard some answers from those people that just really set him off to the tune of, why would they say that? That doesn't even make sense. There is no allusion to a horse up there, and everybody finished their sentence with horses. Where did that come from? And I think it got to the point where he just said, you know, I think I'll take a break. You guys continue to play the game. I'll be back later.
Yes.
I don't think it was anything that he really got upset and mad about. He just got to the point where he just didn't want to put up with it anymore.
Yeah, he needed a little break.
A little break. Little break.
And then a return. Have you ever had a contestant that said something so dumb that you had to take a little break?
Let's see, I think we had a question one time about, in fact, it was during we had the Miss America week on Tic-Tac-Dough. All the contestants were Miss Americas. And one of the questions of one of the Miss Americas was, there was a Broadway show that was a big hit. Was it Hello, Dolly? Hello, San Francisco, or Hello, Tilly? And the girl answered, Hello, Tilly.
Oh, jeez.
You know, and I thought, where could they possibly come up with that?
Yes.
But, you know, it happens. It happens.
And you have to play it off and be your personable self and say, okay, you know nothing about musical theater. We're going to move on.
I'll tell you one of the funniest things that ever happened, if you're interested, on Tic-Tac-Dough. Every fall we did, during Sweeps Week, an over 80s tournament. All the contestants were over the age of 80. And Dr. Reba Kelly was our current winner at the time. She was up into the thousands, and she was a former doctor, and she was a widower. And I said to her during the interview segment, Diana, I said, Dr. Kelly, at your advanced age, do you ever think about dating? And without taking a break, she said, yes, Wink, as a matter of fact, I have 4 boyfriends. I said, really?
4?
She said, yes, I get up in the morning with Will Power. I take a walk with Arthur Itis. I come home with Charlie Horse, and I go to bed with Ben Gay.
Oh, I love it. That is the way to age gracefully.
I was saying to somebody at lunch today, I said, you know, we had to stop tape. It was live to tape, and I said, we had to stop. I said, put me away and the audience too. So we'd stop for about 15 minutes before we got on the way again.
Out of all the game shows that you posted, what was the most fun for you?
I think there were 2. One was my first real successful network show on CBS. It was a blackjack game where you tried to get to 21 without going over. It was called Gambit.
Oh.
And I guess the show that gave me the longest term of employment had to be the most fun. But I think I did have more fun doing tic-tac-toe for 10 years than any other show. Mm-hmm. And I've done some fun ones, like High Rollers with the big dice, and a show called Debt for Disney, where we paid off young people's credit cards.
That's a good cause.
We've just really, I've been lucky in that I've enjoyed some shows. I am just sorry that I never had the longevity of a Jeopardy that Alex has had, or Wheel of Fortune that Pat's had.
Well, you've definitely had a successful career, and a little known fact too, you were a crooner in the late 1950s. Would you ever go back to singing again?
No, I've never really looked upon myself as a singer. My wife thinks I sing good, but my wife wouldn't she?
Well, you would hope. She could have just said, no more, no more.
That's true. That'd put her hands in her ears. But I've enjoyed some pretty nice hit records over the years. I recorded for Dot Records in Hollywood. Had 1 million seller called Deck of Cards, which oddly enough was not a singing record, but a narrative record about a soldier who used a deck of cards in church because he didn't have a Bible. That was in 1959. And then I had one country hit that was called Blackland Farmer. That sold 500,000. And I don't know, I've been lucky. And I enjoy. I'm not a singer. I've never had training, but I enjoy. I sound terrific in the shower.
That's what everybody says. All right, so you lent your hosting talents to Charmin, so let's take a look.
Yes.
Welcome back to the only game show featuring an overflowing toilet. It's time to play Will It Flush? And now, our first contestant. It's the Garcia family. Tom, go over to the big wheel and give her a spin, my man.
Now tell me about your involvement with Charmin.
Well, they wanted to come up with a video, they meaning the people at Procter & Gamble who make Charmin, and they wanted to underline Charmin's clog-free guarantee, that it never clogs the toilet.
That's really important.
And so they wanted to get that word out to the public, and so they came up with this Will It Flush video. And it just turned out great. It's Roto-Rooter approved. It was just so much fun. When I went in for the interview, I've always done a legitimate game show, you know. Well, this wasn't a game show as such. It was a video, a 90-second commercial video, but it was done in the form of a game show. And when I saw the storyboards and I read the script, I thought, this is something I got to do. My wife and I both just laughed, fell down. And I've never seen anything quite like it, and I really enjoyed doing it. And it was a day that I don't think I've ever enjoyed a day of shooting a television show any more than the day we did Will It Flush?
And what's the lesson here? That cell phones, no flushy. But Charmin, all good.
That's right.
All good. If you could host any game show today, what would it be that's on the air?
Any show that's on the air today. There are two.
Okay.
My first choice would be The Price is Right. Come on down.
Come on down.
I love to play games, and of course they have the best of games. And I think one of the top 3 game shows ever to be developed was Jeopardy. Oh, yeah. I'll give you the answer. You give me the question. I mean, how simple could it be?
Simple and brilliant.
And Alex does a great job on that. He's been doing it for over 30 years. And I'd love to have his job.
You hear that, Alex?
I don't think he's in trouble. I don't think he's in trouble.
Now, I want to have a little fun with your namesake.
Yes.
Namesake, Wink. Would you have a wink off with me?
Yes.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Left wink. Right wink. Blink. You're too good. You're too good. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Were just a treat.
What a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm such a Fox fan, by the way.
And you're pretty foxy, too. Hopefully your wife's okay with that. For more on Wink Martindale and everything entertainment, stay right here on FoxNews.com.